Future Nilaus here. This is actually a video that was recorded but never published about energy science, and I released the next video about astronomic science before. So this one is actually supposed to be before astronomic science. So enjoy that episode, and I'll be reversing the list in the sequence in the playlist. Welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration. My name is Nilaus, and we are continuing on our journey. Here we are going to start working on the energy science we've been working on previously, the hub, and that's now all operational, working, and it's fine. We have some automatic transfers back and forth between Navis and Navis Orbit, and we also have some builds out on the various planets. Legogene and Boreas are ready to, or are producing some things. So what we need to do today is take a look at that was a little bit of a foreshadowing. Take a look at energy science. So we want to get started on the energy science, and that will require some holmium plates, which is a whole lot of headache, and then some stuff up here. So this is the quintessential, I would say, gameplay of the space exploration mod, is that you need some kind of thing that you need to build on a planet, a new product that you need to get and refine. And then you need to do some stuff in orbit to get some insights and catalogs and stuff and significant data. So this will be more of a sort of quintessential way of working. I'll be making guides, and I'll be continuing to making these walkthroughs. And I kind of want to make this as one science pack is per episode. And then maybe if there's something else that's interesting as well. But try to sort of keep it as a walkthrough with a focus on energy science this time. So we're going to start with holmium plates, because that's the first headache. Comes from ingots, comes from molten, some pyroflux, we need to figure that out, and some cables, that's not a problem, but here starts the headache. And ion exchange beads. Right, so the first thing is this comes from the crushed. So the crushed holmite is something we have on the lava planet. But the headache being that this comes from cyanide rods. So now we need to mix the two places. That means the first thing we need to make is cyanide rods we got, and then we need to make this. But let's kind of ignore that headache for now and work our way towards the holmite thing. So we need to figure out where we can build the holmite, and that is actually on the lava planet. So let's jump on there and start designing how to do that. This is the planet as it looks. It's nice, and it gets the job done here. We can see there's 600,000 here, there's 128,000, there's 800,000. It's a small planet, but we do have some. So we got a couple of million here. It's not enough for sort of full scale, but it's definitely enough to get started on. And remember, with the way that I'm playing this mod pack, then I actually have very high mining productivity thanks to the way we operate on the Twitch streams. So let's work our way through this holmium thing. I'm going to export the holmium ingots because they are 10 times as compact. So that's going to be our target. We need some sand. We need some here. Let's actually start from the beginning of the process instead. There we get that. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get a pulverizer. I want to make this on this planet, and I'm not sure that's the right thing moving forward, because I'm kind of using a lot of resources here. I'm kind of need some dependent resources here, but let's see. What are we going to pulverize? Crushed holmite. Yes. So the way that I want to build this, we have our beacons, so we're going to be heavily relying on beacons for these builds. And that one goes, I don't know, we're not going to be designing, we're going to be building in sort of ratio wise. There and there. Let's see if we can get that over here, get that there, and get that there. And I will also need to make sure that I have some power for this. And let's go up and get it connected to the grid. There. Okay, so let's have a look. This part. This is consuming a little bit more than I actually... Oh, right. This is a mistake. Oops, that's also a mistake. We have the advantage that we can actually use productivity modules, because we're building it on a planet and not in orbit. So that is what I want. 28.8, that's pretty much a full belt. So let's get a full belt in, and then we get less than a full belt out of crushed holmite. Good. So we get around 19, 20 crushed holmite out of this at the expense of taking a full red belt in. So that's going to be our sort of working assumption. Then we continue back here. there. And then we need to make the chloride. There, that's the chloride. That's where we need this awful thing, and that's gonna be recycled. That's gonna be a challenge, to say the least. But let's give it a shot. This is excruciatingly slow. If we look at it, it consumes. It's on a 1 second cycle, and it's only 25% yield. Ugh, that's horrible. Again, productivity for everything we do, and I think we'll be making some kind of build like this, because that's now we're just trying to maximize the beacon ability on this. Oops. Yeah, and this goes. Yeah. And just kind of align it towards the next, so we kind of get a sense for it. All right, so how much is this? This is consuming 8. That's not a lot. That is not a lot. It's also producing, oh right, because it kind of recycles some of it. So we need one more and one more, and take that out. There you go. That is 20, and that's what we need to do. We need to net consume 20 of this. So that's a pretty sizable build for this. All right, so now we come out with some holmium powder. Let's have a look if this is operating at full speed. I get about there 12.4 holmium powder, and that is made in, let's see, holmium powder. That's a centrifuge. Okay, so let's get some centrifuges. I want to build them. Let's try to build them in here so they're close. And that can also be productivity modules. Yes, please. Let's have a look. And that is consuming 22. So one of them would consume 11. That's not enough, but 2 is definitely more than enough. And that would be producing 51. But it's a little more than half. So let's say it's around 30 we produce here. So around 30 is our target consumption rate for the next step. The next step is taking the powder and then using the powder, and that must go into, no, it's not going into ingots. It's going into here. Yes. That one. So that's industrial furnace. Let's figure out how many of the industrial furnaces we want. And that's, again, taking the powder, full productivity. Yes, please. And we can have how many of these on a beacon? There. And let's get that in here. And let's see. This is consuming 25. Yeah. Yeah, let's say that's probably enough. I'm not actually sure it is. I think it is. Like, there's some rounding things. I think this is going to be enough. It looks nice, and we'll keep it like this. And then let's say this will probably be working full time, and then it's 180 into the next, and that will be in a casting machine, getting it into ingots. This, there we go, a casting machine. We have those here. They cannot be productivity modules, but they can be beaconed as always. And that is here. And get this one in the middle to feed it. And is that consuming 180? Yes, it is. So this is the chain that we want. And then, of course, we just want to double it. And it's going to be an absolute nightmare to do this part, because this is the recycling, and it'll just end up being too high capacity. But what we're going to do is I'm going to figure out a way to get all the belts sort of wrapped up around here, and then also double it and get the other stuff in. So we'll be whooshing away and taking a look at that when it's done. And here we are. We've finally built it. It's a lot of design work to be done. Let's pass it through and see how it goes. It all starts when... Oh, I didn't want to make one of those. I want to make one of... Funny how that works. There we go. One of those. So we get a full belt into each one of these locations. Remember, they take 28.8. We have the residual stone going out. That's not going to be used for anything, just making landfill out of that. We get the crushed holmite coming in, and then it goes into this awful spaghetti mess, which took quite a while to make, but it gets all the way in here, ready to be picked up by these belts. And once it's picked up, it needs the other thing, and the other thing is the... what's it called? It's the cathodes thing, anion, whatever. Those, the beads, the blue beads. And that is a little bit of a headache, so we are going to go back to Nilaus to take a look at where I have built that, and it is it's just one belt here. It's not big enough though. It's only producing one belt, barely, and I should be producing two belts, but you know, we can double this if we want to. It uses cyanide, and I just decided to build the other kind of beads at the same time because, well, it's the same recipe. It's just with the other ingredient as well. And this train is coming in, so off we go. Ship you off and follow you as you progress to the next location, or to the what's called the satellite. No, the rocket. Let's get it into a rocket, and then from the rocket we will launch it from Nauvis over to Legogene, and then get it. And that is here, coming in, and just unloading, and once we're done unloading, we will be shipping this one off. Can I not click it from this view? Really? Oh, there we go. Now I can click it. All right, good. Just gonna wait for this one to empty, and then we will launch it from here. Here we go. It's now ready to launch. We are going to launch it from here. I will actually set it up to launch when full, but this time we are going to launch it to anyone that is called this. Let's see where it goes. And as we are launching this rocket, and hope that it comes out back at our new planet. There we go. And then I will be going back to my old planet. I have made 2 patches here, or 2 belts, which is obviously more than is produced. So there we go. It's coming in, and off we go. Here we go. It comes back in here and gets combined when it gets all the way down here. Let's have a look. And these require just the anion exchange anal beads. They go in here, and then once they go around, they get recycled. I don't want to recycle that, but get recycled, and then gets filtered. One part gets filtered in, the next part here, the sand gets filtered out and just becomes more landfill, and the last part gets filtered in here, and then just gets recycled in as a higher priority. So let's see, and then I'm trying to pick up as we go along, because if I put everything on the belt would be overfilled. But this way, I put it on the belt and then bring it in again immediately, and that should make sure that I can use the red belts, because for whatever reason, I'm stuck on red belts. I just haven't been bothered to make the blue belts yet. I will, don't worry. It's not because there's any problem with it, I just haven't gotten around to it. There we go, and it comes in, and it goes into the recycler. They go in here, and you can see immediately they start recycling, they start refining, and then getting some holmium chloride here and there. The holmium chloride goes through and goes all the way up here and goes into the next process, but it's going to take a while for this one to saturate. You can see, well, these blue beads are coming all the way up, so now they're getting all the way to the end, so we get into that process. Then we get into the next process. This is the powder process. This is going to run like at 55% of the time, but it gets out here, and it goes into the next, where we make. Oh, I just decided to give. Remember, I thought 6 was enough. It wasn't. I just looked at it and go like, no, let's just put 8 in here. But the last 2 are not actually moduled, so they're a little bit slower, but they get another one here, and it all fits. It fits. It's perfect. And gradually, we also take some of the sand and go up here, because I will need to get a little bit of sand in here, and together with the holmium, the molten holmium, we are getting all of that in. We're getting the pyroflux as well. Pyroflux we can make on this planet, easy peasy, so we do that. And then eventually, we are going to get some of this going as well. Yes, please, we see it. Just the first little bit, and go. That gets the first bits of ingots. So we're going to send the ingots, fill up a rocket, and then send it off to space and continue from there. Now we're back up here in space, and we can see that we are now getting the ingots in. I just manually forced it in here, so we have something to work with, and it's super high compression. I'm going to convert it immediately into the plates, and then struggle to get it back on the bus. It's an absolute disaster, this bus start, but I was a little bit too constrained on our start. So what are we going to do here? Well, first things first is something that I have scaled up. I've scaled up the production here of this thermal radiator, because we're going to need a lot more thermal fluid coming in. So this is needs to be scaled up. Because we also, for the future part, we are going to need this part. This being the hypercooler, and that's just really nice and full. And it only goes up to 2000 because this one just only wants to get up to 2000 because there's another 1000. So this is also scaled up and working as fast as it can right now. So now we can get started on the actual energy science. Whew. So we get the holmium plate, good. Now we need all these things. Significant data come from the catalog, come from the insights, good. The insights is a part of the catalog, okay. So it's all like significant data, insight, all comes from the catalog. The catalog is these 4 different things. All right, cool. So let's find the first thing. Let's just start with the conductivity data. So what are we going to do with the conductivity data? This is made in a electromagnetics facility, and this is getting just into weirdness, right? Let's figure out. We are probably not going to need a lot of these, and we can always just module beacon it from here on if we need more. I'm going to... Oh, look at that. Someone has been preparing things in advance. That's nice of them. There. And this is going to be conductivity data. And I'll get an output as well here. And let's get that to this location. And that goes back out. So we now have the input, the cool thermal fluid, and also the recycled. We're going to get some junk here. That's contaminated scrap. We don't want contaminated scrap. What are we going to do with the contaminated scrap? I really don't think I want to do something. 1, 2, 3. I think we want to drop contaminated scrap in a box and then just deal with it some other time, right? That's seems like a good case for now. There. And the other things will go out here and here. This will, barely not make it. Oh, that's actually interesting. That'll be sort of having this kind of pattern where it's there. Okay, cool. And that goes out. What are we getting out? That is the conductivity data. That's over here by science, conductivity. There. So those are going out. That's the, yes, the only other thing. And that goes out and goes on the bus. Again, an inbound. That's also pretty straightforward. Someone has been kind enough to already do this for us so that we are ready. And that will be you, and you, and you, and you. There. So those are all items that go in. We're just going to be smashing everything in here. And that gets us connectivity data. So what's going to happen with connectivity data? We're just going to put it on the bus. It gets a half a line out here because we're going to need, if we look up here for the catalog, we're going to need 4 things into a catalog. So that's going to be 2 half-sided belts getting in there. So that's going to be the first step. Cool. So this is basically the quintessential gameplay of space exploration, in my opinion. Like, okay, we get some weird crap in some weird facility, and you pass it in, and you figure out what the next thing is. So again, here, electromagnetic field data. All right, let's get some electromagnetic field data. That's again in an electromagnetic facility. At least that makes sense. And that goes over here. No. Yes. There? Maybe? Something like this. And that's an electromagnetic field data. Cool. And I'm going to also get 2 of these. How fast do we want this one? Well, we can't do productivity. So we'll get a little bit of speed in here. And we can always just throw more modules in later on. 1, 2, 3. I'll get that here. What do we get outbound? I think we just put stuff outbound from here. And then we just filter it on the way out. And that will be... I wonder which one will be the priority here. And let's see. That. There. That's fine. So that's the output side. The input side, we are going to get some plasma streams. Plasma stream is something we already have, because it was used for something else somewhere. No idea what, where, why. And that's plasma stream. And then we need some blank data cards. Why do we need blank data cards for this? Weird. But anyway, we'll get some blank data cards and inputs and inputs. Good. Is it good? No, we still need cooling. So I'm gonna get cooling out here. That one. And that's a little bit not cool, this way of doing it. And there. Not cool way of doing cooling. Ah, really? Really? Did I go there? And that should be fine. They could be faster with the beacon, but I don't think they need to be faster. Nope, no need to be faster. We'll just keep it there. But if we need it, we can always just throw a beacon in. That's the whole point. All right, that was good. Next one. Polarization. All right. That's now in a laser laser facility. Let's get a laser facility here and figure out what that's intended to do. And there and there. Cool. We'll just do 2 of these, and they are on a 10-second cycle. And this one is on a 10-second cycle. All right, but it has a little bit of a junk thing here. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I might as well just get this for the other 2. Right, so this has a lot easier way inbound. Here, and here, and here. And then the outbound. Oh, hold on. We're not getting the outbound. That's important. There. And there. And that also goes out. There. So that goes in and out. In and out is sorted. We need multispectral mirror, which is something we already have back here. We're making that because we need it for the solar panels. So getting that in is not a problem. Together with blank cards. Inbound, please. That is here and here. And then I just need to figure out that is... oh, that's a lot of junk out here. Well, I think we'll just put everything on one belt. It's not going to be high throughput. And then we just sort of first filter out the junk, because I have decided not to deal with the junk here. That one, and then that just goes into one of these, and the other one out here, and get that, and then that will be, what was it again? Polarization data, I think so. And that goes back on the bus. Let's see if it works. Oh, there they come. All right. Out there on the bus. So that's 3 out of the 4 of the intermediate items. Let's figure out what the last one is. That is the radiation data, which comes in a radiation facility. So yet another thing that we need. And that is here. That one and here. There is a room for a beacon in between if we feel like it. There. Also, let me just check. Okay, it can also do like random stuff, but it can do this as well. So this is not relying on anything. It relies on data cards and uranium-235. So we need to get the uranium-235 in here as well. And we are not getting that in, but we want to. So first of all, you can see that it also recycles. It comes out at 50%. So I'll just be outputting there here as well. There. And then I am going to take... no, that's not, can't be there. It could be there, I think. Here. Let me see. If that goes on the outside, that goes... Yes, there. So this will be filtering on uranium. There, 238. And that goes out on that side. But that also means that here, I need to supplement this part. And I'm going to do that with a... Here. So you are going to get... that one. Is that being requested? Yes, because of course we have it up here. So that means it goes out, and this one here will only insert on the belt when the belt is not full. That means the priority will come from the output on this side. Yes. And then we can get stuff out. Let's see if it works. So that fills up here, fills up there. These are working. Let's get some speed. 1, 2, 1, 2. And like there's no point in putting more speed on it if I don't need it. And that goes in. And now we can see that the stuff that comes out, the recycling here, will make sure that the belt will never jam. Because it is consuming more, and then you will see like there will be another batch being taken in, and then we'll take this little queue first, and then also build something else. There we go. So that just took a little bit. One swing of this gets a lot more inbound. Let's have a look. Where are you? You're 11 and you're 3. So this one should be swinging again soon. But I want to see it. Yes. And then we get a little bit input here. So it works brilliantly in terms of inputs and outputs. Now the next part, you can see that they're already filling up on the belt. That's glorious. And then we need to figure out what the next thing is. Now it's actually the energy catalog we want to make. And that's the 4 items plus some cold thermal fluid. And it's in a supercomputer. So, well, get the supercomputer inbound. And that will be here. Good. Yeah, that seems to be a good location. Oops, just one distance away. I think we just need 2. That's on 10-second cycle. Yes. So if these are working on, what is the speed? This is here. 0.45 and 0.2. Okay, that needs to be sped up for sure. There. 0.36. So this is slightly less than all of that is being consumed. That's good. Good, good, good. Yeah. And oops. That one. And these are coming in. Inbound. Inbound. And then I need you. And you. And then what do we have as outbound? We have, oh, no residuals. Cool. There. That goes in. And that goes out. That's pretty neat. So we get this part. So now we're making catalogs. Yay! We can also just throw more beacons at it if we really feel like it. And let's see what the next thing is. The next thing is, if we look at it, now we have to go from here. That is, the catalog is now done. So let's look at the insight. The insight comes from catalog. So catalog gives 2 insights. Cool. And then returns some blank data cards as well. All right. And this is also in the supercomputer. So let's make another supercomputer build here-ish. This one will need to be a little faster. So I'm going to be making 3 of those. They are going to go here because these are on a 10-second cycle. That seems odd. Maybe it's just because I have a little bit stored. I'm just going to make 1 of them like this, and this will have one inbound and 1 outbound. So 1 inbound, 1 outbound, and then that will be there. And then outbound. Nope, nope, no, no, no. That's important. This needs to be filtered as well. So let's filter here. Still can't, have to make sure that I filter it correctly, and that will be insights. There, insight, go on that side. And all right, so this goes out, and I was just missing something. The insight goes here, and the other ones, the blank cards, goes backwards, and that gets recycled. Good, so that's how it works. I was just a little bit confused. And you and you. Here and here. That goes in. Good. And does it work? It seems to work. I can't put any more in. Great. So now we have insights. We have catalogs. We need to get onwards to one of the last bits here. Now that's the significant data. Significant data is a weird thing because there are so many recipes, but the only recipe we have right now is this one, where we do 36 energy insights for 4 significant data. That is crazy expensive. But, you know, that's just the way it is. Let's see. I need 1 more supercomputer. That is here. And this is going to be super slow because it needs 36 of those. No, not that one. This one. And that's just kind of how it is. Yeah. And you're coming in. And does this... Oh, it also has stuff outbound. So I need to make sure that that gets sorted. And there. And in, and out. Need to stop that one for now. And that goes inside, out on the bus. And the other one goes upwards here. And there. Filter into that one. That's the blank cards we get returned. More blank cards returned. How many blank cards? Oh, 32 blank cards. Wow. Well, it's coming along shortly. The thing is, I need insights both for the science and also for the significant data. So I'll have to split it. And here you can kind of see the problem that this thing here is just slowing us down so much. But we want to get... There we go. That's the first one. Working. I'm going to speed you up. Because why not? And that will go out. And then it comes into the final parts, hopefully. And that final part is right there. That will be the energy science. And lo and behold, we have already prepared everything for it. Because of course we have. There. Otherwise, I'd spend half the time just going over and under on the bus. And yeah, as fun as that is, then that's not really interesting. Right, let's look at the inputs. Holmium, we got that. We built that on the other planet, so that's fine. Get that in there. The next one is significant data and these two things. So the two things are coming here. That one. And then this is going to be significant data, and I don't really like this way. Significant data should be working with something else. It should be... yeah, significant data should probably be on a belt somewhere. Oops, that one can now be filtered in. And I'm going to be making here. Like in this extreme case where we can actually fill up, then we can fill up to 2,000 of those, and that will be energy science. And I'm going to get the other one. That will be... Is it junk? It's junked cards, though. So, junk cards. That's the one. And that goes back up here to the top side of this. And that gets junk cards back in. All right. We get the first little bit of science. Excellent. And then we just run back. Look at all of this working. Chugging along. Why are you not working? Oh, right. This is not working because there we go. It didn't get rid of the science. And this one didn't. Oh, wow. I've been sloppy about getting rid of this. And let the other ones look fine. All right. So that was why this one wasn't working. We're a little bit stalled, but the process is still there. This one is working. And these are just chugging along. Are you chugging? Yes, you're chugging. Chugging. Yes. You chugging? Yes. Good. And running all the way back to our science facility. And let's get some science in here. This will be one stack of energy science, please. How much we got? We got 32 inbound. Great. And then it comes the question of what should we then be our first research when we now have the science. And let's see. Energy science. That one. So let's see, what are the things that we unlocked? This one was unlocked by sort of a random chance in here, and we can do better radiation thing or hypercooling 3 and then get into other stuff. So we'll just start research on some of the things that we feel are necessary, and then we'll see. Is that energy shield? Energy shield is a thing. Maybe we want that. I mean, it's called energy for a reason. And there's still 32 inbound here, but they're not coming because they're a little bit slow. Here they go. Here they are. Oh, they gave up in the last second. Come on, you can do it. And there we go. We get the first spinning energy science. Absolutely amazing. Cool. So that's what I wanted to show you in this episode. That is now the full build of how to make energy science, both with the holmium and also with the energy science here in orbit. I hope you find it interesting, educational, useful, something like that. And I'll be continuing to make guides and walkthroughs for this series as it continues. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.